Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, before we even jump into things, I have to say it. John Lupone took a like, share, and subscribe. You guys always remind me to say that, and honestly, it really helps keep these deep dives coming. All right, so today we're unpacking the story of a guy who's currently sitting at number 4, yes, number 4, on the prestigious NXGN 50 2026 list, Franco Mastantuono. We're talking about an absolute generational talent here, but right now he's facing the very first massive roadblock of his young career. Let's get into it.
In this explainer, we're going to track his rise as a number 4 young talent, look at his massive transition from River to Madrid, break down his tactics and key passes, then dive into the physical pubalgia injury issues, the whole World Cup squad failure, and finally, his loan options in Europe.
First up, Section 1, Number 4, Young Talent. So to really get how Mastantuono plays, you kind of have to look at his childhood. Picture this. It's 2017. He's just 9 years old in Azul, Argentina, and he actually rejects a trial with River Plate. Why? Because he was literally a top 5 national youth tennis player. It wasn't until he was 11 that he finally went all in on football. What you should take away from this is how that tennis background totally wired his physical traits. Think about it. Tennis gives you that crazy lateral agility, rapid deceleration, and pinpoint spatial calculation. When he finally joined River Plate in 2019, those skills translated into just mind-blowing football IQ. Fast forward to early 2024, and he shatters Javier Saviola's record, becoming River Plate's youngest ever goal scorer. Insane, right?
Which brings us to Section 2, River to Madrid Transition. Okay, let's dive into this.
That historic breakout at River Plate sparked an absolute frenzy among Europe's elite. Real Madrid ultimately won the race, dropping 45 million euros to secure him. But here's the kicker. They slapped a staggering €1 billion release clause on him. $1 billion. Now you might be wondering, how did Madrid pull this off so fast? It was honestly a masterstroke of legal and financial engineering. You see, Mastantuono has dual Italian-Argentine citizenship. This is absolutely crucial because it let Real Madrid completely bypass FIFA's super strict international transfer ban for South American players under the age of 18. They basically locked down €1 billion Wonderkid before anyone else legally even could.
Moving on to Section 3, Tactics and Key Passes.
So, what exactly do you get for 45 million euros? Well, when we think of teenage wingers today, we usually picture explosive speedsters hugging the touchline, right? Like, think of Barcelona's Lamine Yamal. But Mastantuono, he's completely different. He plays as an enganche, basically a false winger. He doesn't really have that blistering top-end sprint speed. Instead, he uses that lateral agility we talked about from his tennis days to pause, decelerate, and just suck defenders in. Operating out on the right, he methodically cuts inside onto his left foot, acting way more like a traditional playmaker who dictates the entire tempo of the final third.
And this brilliantly illustrates his elite vision. When Mastantuono pings a pass into the opponent's penalty box, an incredible 25% of those, that's literally 1 in every 4 passes, are classified as key passes that directly create a clear scoring chance or a goal. That is a completely absurd metric for a teenager playing in top-flight football. He's not just passively moving the ball, he is actively dismantling defensive lines.
Now for Section 4, Physical pubalgia injury issues.
But look, every hero's journey has a villain, right? And for Mastantuono, it isn't the opposing defenders, it's actually his own physical limitations adapting to the European game. Despite his absolute magic on the ball, his off-the-ball stats are a bit of a reality check. He only wins about 35% of his physical duels. That's roughly 8 out of 24 duels a game, which is significantly below the league average for a winger. Bypassing that intermediate developmental step and jumping straight from Argentina to La Liga meant he completely skipped a crucial phase of physical conditioning he desperately needed. And honestly, that physical strain caught up to him. In November 2025, a really stubborn bout of pubalgia sidelined him. If you don't know, pubalgia is a super delicate degenerative groin injury that requires highly specific load management to heal. And the timing couldn't have been worse. Right around then, Xabi Alonso left. Alvaro Arbeloa stepped in as Madrid's manager, and Arbeloa demands this relentless, intense defensive pressing. A teenager trying to recover from pubalgia just physically couldn't deliver that. So what happened? He got benched, playing less than 60 total minutes across a massive 9-game stretch.
Which brings us to the fallout in Section 5, World Cup squad of failure.
This loss of playing time at Madrid had devastating, immediate consequences on the international stage. Literally just days before the official roster deadline for the North American World Cup, Argentina's manager, Lionel Scaloni, personally called him to say he was being left off the 26-man squad. Ouch. The reasons were pretty clear-cut, though. Scaloni was absolutely terrified of those lingering pubalgia issues, and he couldn't risk taking a player with 0 club momentum. Plus, you've got fit domestic players like Capaldo and Aranda playing out of their skin, and on top of that, Nico Paz, another Madrid-owned kid, was having an unbelievable season on loan in Serie A, effectively swiping Mastantuono's creative spot on the roster.
And this omission wasn't just missing out on a tournament. He missed out on literal history. Think about this. If he had stepped onto the pitch for Argentina's opening match against Algeria, he would have been 18 years and 307 days old. That means he would have broken his absolute idol, Lionel Messi's historic record as the youngest Argentine to ever play at a World Cup by exactly 50 days. It's just a heartbreaking setback for the young prodigy.
Let's look ahead to Section 6, loan options in Europe.
So the crucial point is, where does he go from here? How does he salvage this trajectory and get his confidence back? Well, Madrid still totally believes in him. They flat out refuse to put any buy options in a potential loan deal. But a loan is desperately needed to boost his minutes. Right now, he's basically looking at two strategic paths. Option A is Napoli over in Italy, super aggressive, high-pressure environment with Champions League expectations. Option B is Rayo Vallecano, a mid-tier La Liga club where he could stay in Spain, focus on his physical recovery away from the blinding spotlight of the Bernabeu, and actually master the tactical discipline that Arbeloa demands.
It's a wildly delicate balancing act for a kid carrying the weight of a €1 billion release clause. I mean, he's got the vision, the passing range, and the pedigree. There's a very good reason he earned that number 4 spot on the NXGN 50 list. But I really want to leave you pondering this. Can a strategic step backward to a club like Rayo Vallecano save his massive potential? Or does his struggle highlight that making a direct leap from South America to the absolute biggest club in the world is just simply too soon for today's teenage wonder kids? Let me know what you think.